Welcome back again, rum lovers. Jamie here again from Ready Set Rum, and my special host Moya back again.
Good evening, everyone. It's so good to be invited again.
And we love having Moya. We had many compliments on the past video so far with Moya, so she'll be back for many more. And today we present you with the Clairin Vaval from Haiti. So Clairins are a special type of rums out of Haiti, natural fermentation, and a lot of this information is on the bottle. So we're just gonna read some of that for you. So the Clairin Vaval was produced by the distillery Arawaks in Cavaillon, Haiti. I think I pronounced that correctly. Yes, the village of Cavaillon, and the harvest is 2018. So each harvest is different. The 2017 is different, the 2018, the 2019. And I'll go a bit more into explaining that. The cane varietal is Madame Mesure. It is fermented. The fermentation is spontaneous, 100% cane juice, wild yeast, distillation, pot still, master blender, Fitz Vaval. So I kind of learned about Clairins from Kate Perry. She did a presentation for us at the Florida Rum Society, and that's how I was introduced. And since I was introduced, I went and I got a bottle. Let's read some more. The Clairin Vaval is produced near the village of Cavaillon, located in the south of the country, and is known for its animated market of pure African style. It is made with the sugarcane varietal of Madame Muse and distilled in a homemade, unique pot still. The particular fermented rum maintains the traditional local style of distillation and honors the first people of Haiti, Arawaks. Percentage of rum is 48.7 alcohol by volume.
What I'd like to say about natural fermentation is that this is where no yeast is introduced, and what you'll find is that on regular stalks of cane, on the outside of cane, on most fruits, you'll have wild yeast, wild Saccharomyces cerevisiae, and what happens is once you squeeze that cane juice, you kind of incorporate some of that yeast in there. I know from time to time, for some of the distilleries that I've worked at, they would add the actual squished up canes back into their ferment in order to boost that natural fermentation. It takes a little while for this to happen, but it's not the nicest process to look at, but it always produces very awesome rums.
Clairin Vaval, unaged, while fermented, and this is the 2018 vintage. So we're gonna start with the pour. That looks like a good amount, or you need some more?
Less, please.
Less? Okay. All right.
Oh, wow. A little bit more.
All right. So, honestly, on the bottle, I love the look of the bottle. It's very unique, very thin, very tall. It's probably like 14 and a half, almost 15 inches. The artwork on the front of the bottle, it's very beautiful to me. It's so what they did a lot of native artists drew this. So the artist's signature is actually in the bottom corner here. Sadly, I don't know who the artist is. Maybe I could find that before I post and share it with you. But each Clairin produced by Valier, they all have, not really produced. So the Valier company has several of these Clairin rums, and each is from a producer, right? So this is the Arawak brand, and there's many other brands in different locations across Haiti, and Valier basically goes there, buys the product from them, bottles it, and sells it, right? So, and each one of these, they have a local artist that draw what's shown on the box and what's shown on the bottle. So very, very beautiful packaging. Love how they're all so unique and so different, and each of the rums themselves is very unique and different because each of the producers is in a different location. They use different varietals of cane, and because it's wild yeast fermentation, it's just a different end result, a different product, right? So we poured on it being a white rum, well, Clairin. You know, exactly, are we expecting to get any legs or anything from this? I don't think so.
You may get a few legs, but what I like to look for with a white rum is its clarity, its crispness.
Right.
So I'm looking at this and I'm not really getting that crisp white, almost looking like water. But it may be because of the style of fermentation and distillation that you kind of get a tinge of, it would almost look just very light brown. It's not as clear. Yeah.
It's kind of like a yellow, and there's no filtration on this either. So there's not like, there's no reverse osmosis, there's no filtering, there's no cold filter, there's nothing like that. This is just the natural product and the end result of the distillation process. So there's some thin legs coming down after I shook it a couple times. So there's some kind of body to it, but
because normally a polishing filter placed before bottling would give you more crispness.
right.
So as you said, no filtration.
No filtration, no filtration. This is all the natural process of the local people of Haiti.
You do see some legs, they're very fine and they're moving quite fast.
Right, exactly. So let's get to the nose.
Wow. So when you poured, the minute you opened the bottle and started pouring, I was immersed back into a cane field.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
So you off the bat. Yeah.
Yeah. On the first nose, honestly, it smells like cane, what's it like almost as the cane is going bad, like cane left for a couple of days.
Yeah.
I'm getting that kind of smell.
Right. So I like to call it red cane. So when I was younger, and if you had a piece of cane and you were eating it and you stopped for maybe a day or so and you kind of left it out, you get that redness.
Exactly. The edge kind of ferments kind of thing.
There you go.
Correct.
So,
correct. So for those who are accustomed or grew around cane, they would know about this, or who ate a lot of cane, just the whole cane stuff. You start at one end and you eat across the week. Right, that's kind of that kind of smell you're getting. Vegetal.
I'm getting some grassy notes, but there underneath there is a beautiful bouquet.
There's a sweetness.
It's a fruity, flowery kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's almost like flowers. It's almost as the cane is flowering, the white stuff on the top. That's kind of what I'm getting.
Being around distilleries a lot, this is like when the fermentation is happening and you're walking through a distillery in full operation. This just brings me right back there. I am in love with this.
It's a great nose.
Yeah.
A great nose. All right, so we have the nose. Let's move on to the taste. Ooh, a little bit of heat going down. It's very light.
Wow.
I'm not sure what is lingering. There is a linger.
There's the heat in that it was just produced.
Right.
And at almost 50% alcohol, you're getting that heat, but it is a natural sweetness of the cane juice that it's like a heavy style fermentation coming through on your taste, indicative taste of natural fermentation.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very dry. So you know for a fact there's no sugar added on the back end of
sugar,
this.
but there is a sweetness that you're getting that would be because of the cane juice that you used.
Right.
Yeah.
So you get that sweet flavor, but dry at the end. Long finish.
I want to dilute it a bit to see how it opens. Just a bit.
It's a lot of dilution.
This is maybe about less than half and half. Kind of breaking it down to see how it opens.
Right. All right. Let me try a little of that. Let's do corkful by corkful.
You need a little bit more.
A little bit more? All right. All right. I'm learning from the master.
I like to do this with a lot of my rums, bringing them down close to like a 20%, that is where you will find that the rums open more.
Okay.
And you get all the underlying notes of the product that you're dealing with.
Okay, so onlookers, you're learning some techniques of
Well,
someone who's actually in the industry.
This is what I used to do.
So I usually don't break it down. I always feel like I'm changing the profile, I'm changing the taste. I tried it once with some overproofs, which did reduce the alcohol. It did reduce that sting, but the flavor still remains. So that was in the Jamaican strong rum comparison. Check it out to the link above. And I felt like it reduced a lot with just the 2 coffins that I had, on the nose at least.
Yeah, but then you're smelling some notes underneath. So it almost would, there's like a hint of coconut. I don't know where I get that from, but it's like way underneath. You start getting a little bit of those that you wouldn't get at full strength.
Okay, all right. I'm getting a different nose in right now. It's sweeter.
Yeah. So the heat has gone.
Yes.
You're tasting more sweetness. Almost like this is not citrusy. This is more not even dried fruits. You'd get a little bit of hint of those.
To me, it's just very vegetal, slight sweetness. And let me show how to describe that sweetness. It's very light. It's a very light sweetness. It just kind of comes and goes like a nectar or something. And just vegetal. I enjoyed it, but it's very hard to describe. It's not an agricole.
It's not a typical agricole.
Yeah, it's not a Clement. It's not like Martinique. It's none of those. It has its own unique flavor. It's just a light sugarcane, slightly grassy, dry. It's hard. It's very hard to describe. Very hard to describe. Honestly, I think I got to do this with a comparison of something else that would be easier to explain. Like, hey, someone knows like a blanc Clement, and then you compare the Clement to this, or Bourbon Court, which is also from Haiti. You know, something like that to kind of juxtapose to give you a clear description, because it really is just a really nice, really light vegetal, light sugar cane, a little, you know, rancidness kind of from the fermentation process, and smooth. The heat, it isn't a burning in your throat, it's a heat in on your palate. It's a warming inside your mouth. It's really a good rum, and every year it's different. So another reviewer, he did the 2017, Scott Ferguson, great reviewer. He describes everything very uniquely. Like, he talks about it tasting like tires and all sorts of stuff. Very entertaining guy to watch. You can check out his videos. But yes, each year, each harvest gives you a different flavor, because it's a pot still. It's one batch at a time.
Yeah.
And last year's harvest isn't this year's harvest. So the sugarcane changed. It's wild fermentation. So whatever is in the air changed.
Right.
And the end result is just something different. So this is just a great rum to try.
Even so, from year to year, the weather pattern might change, and it might impact how the sugarcane grows for that year. If when they harvest it, it was at the peak of its maturity, what would be the bricks of it, and just slight things that change from year to year, which would impact the different vintages.
Right, so this is not your regular rum where every year is pretty much the same thing. Very unique. So this rum, the price is $40 most places. Some places, in fact, I saw some places had different prices for each one of the Valier products. So the Arawak was like, say, $39, another one was $37. But most other places I've seen, all the Valier Clarins are the same price, about $40. So check it out, see if you can find it. So Moya, do you think it's a must try, must buy, or must have? And again, the must try, you just come, someone gives you a sample, you try it, you like it or you don't like it. A must buy, you must have a bottle, you must have the full experience of the rum, or at least drinking through a full bottle of the rum. And a must have is that no matter what happens, you need to have this on your shelf. Funny thing is, this is hard to say it's a must have because every year it's something different.
Change.
So if it's a must have, it's so intriguing to you, then you have to try the next year's production and the next year's production.
Or
and
collect
the next
them all. Or collect them all.
Well, that too. You could just try to collect them all. Every year, you just fill your shelves with Vaval, Clairin, and there's many. There's Sonju, there's many. I think there's at least 4 or 5 different distilleries from Vaval's line. So go out there and catch them all if you can.
I would say it is a definite must try.
Definitely.
For me, must have as well, because for a product that is unaged, it goes down real good. It would be an excellent mixer with any type of chasers. And for me personally, I would, once I start the collection again, I would definitely have this in my collection. I love it. I love it, love it, love it.
As you talked about being a mixer, I just thought of like what exactly would I try this, because I don't want to dilute it too much. Like, it would make a very unique daiquiri. It would make...
It could go well with fruit juice.
Yes.
I'm particular to Jamaican rums and their heavy pot still nature.
Right.
And I would put it alongside these in trying it in fruit juice.
In sorrel. Think you'll get lost?
I kind of don't like my sorrel with, the latter
rum
with a cleaner spirit, like more
Gotcha.
of a pot still spirit.
Gotcha.
Because I don't want that sorrel taste to be lost.
Gotcha.
But this I would put with a nice tropical fruit punch, and it would start singing to you.
That is true. Like, to me, it stands out. I honestly would not even want to dilute this. I would even like a Manhattan, an old fashioned. It's weird because you normally use aged darker spirits for those rum, for those cocktails. But this rum just is so flavorful. It would work very well. And for me, definitely, I'll try this in a daiquiri and see how it tastes, because the flavor is so much. To me, the best way is neat or on the rocks, honestly. Like, I won't waste this, in my mind, in a cocktail, unless it's a cocktail where it's very little of anything else and just the rum.
And this talks
Yeah,
the most.
because this,
definitely.
it is such a unique spirit. I'm always happy to collect unique spirits. So guys, let me know what else I should review. Comment down below. And that is the conclusion of this video. So again, Ready Set Rum, taking you around the world, one rum or Clairin at a time. Cheers.
Cheers.